Good morning, Intenders.
Good morning.
Welcome and welcome back to Morning Intentions. Today is Tuesday, August 25th. It's our final week of the Courage to Know Yourself, and we'll be starting a brand new theme on Monday, August 31st. Instead of just doing our final reflection on Monday, we thought we'd put the bow on the theme on Friday. This week is all about the light side of all of us. We're going through the different Enneagram types. So much of the Enneagram, this isn't a fault of it or anybody. It could be a lot of focus on the shadow or the wounded side. We want to highlight the light side because we all have the light in us.
I think of this week as celebrating the light.
That's a good way to put it.
That's what I've been thinking about. Celebrating the light, going through the Enneagram types, because we're all in the same boat. We all have one Enneagram type, and there's always something to be celebrated.
To add to that, it's the light that's in all of us. We're not just our shadows. Annette and I, we both think the light side of our Enneagram type, that's who we really are.
Yeah, I would say we're not our shadows at all because we're not our coping strategies.
The shadows are who we are when we don't show up.
Exactly. When we're coming from personality, we're employing our survival strategies, but that isn't who we truly are.
No, who we are is the light. Yesterday was the light of the 1. We're going to start today off with the light of the 2, who at their best, when they're showing up fully as themselves, they're loving, they're generous, and they're empathic. Annette, as our resident 2, do you have anything to say? Or would you like me
I would
to
like
take the reins?
you to take this one. I'll interject if it seems appropriate.
Okay, I respect that. When 2s are their best and they're coming from their light, they are the most loving and empathic people you will ever meet. The kicker to all that is, the 2s I've met, they always have tried to be loving, they've always tried to be empathic, but so often that has come with the expense of themselves. They abandon themselves, they say yes when they want to say no because the situation really didn't serve them. When they're healthy, they don't need to earn their connection, they don't need to express that love by abandoning themselves or by becoming indispensable. And what that means is they will do for others, hoping that the others stick around and love them back. And it can be heartbreaking when that doesn't happen.
But that's the unconscious part.
That's the shadow.
That's the shadows. And so when they are coming from their inner resources and they are coming from the light, my experience is life feels so much easier. We're just showing up as our natural way, not worrying about meeting everybody's needs, not denying our own needs, and we can be truly fully present with folks. That's what I love about the light of the 2.
It's true with the 2s, and in a different way, it's true for all the types. The love was already inside of them. So is the generosity. So is the empathy. The 2s I've met, though, and maybe Annette, you can confirm this. So many 2s that I meet. I know, Annette, you don't like hyperbole or the always and the nevers, so I won't say all the 2s I've met.
Don't say
I'll
all
say
the 2s.
Most of the 2s that I've met, they're already loving, they're already kind, they're already empathic. They can try too hard, though. They can just pour out of themselves, and it's not received in the way they intend.
Well, that's why they're the most misunderstood type of all the Enneagram types. My experience being a 2 is that it's heartbreaking, but people think you're controlling. People think that you're taking over when you're coming from that coping strategy and it's just like this drive inside of you. You're not thinking of it that way. You're just thinking that you're being helpful to be able to move through that. I think being a 2, because it's all about the love and meeting other people's needs and learning how to meet your own needs, it's a challenging Enneagram type to be from my experience because people don't see that motivation of love and generosity, they color it with something that doesn't resonate. And yet, then when you become healthy, then you pull back. Sometimes you pull completely away. And then that's not met with much positivity either. So then you kind of feel stuck. Well, if I have boundaries and I'm true to myself, you alienate folks because they're very used to you showing up and meeting their needs. But I would encourage all twos that light that's in them, that will help so that even if you disappoint some people, which you will, many people get disappointed when you no longer do what you would normally do for them. And yet it feels so much better to have healthy boundaries, to be taking responsibility for meeting your own needs, showing up from that very loving and empathetic place that's genuine instead of a mask and fake. Because when you're unhealthy, it has to be fake because you can't meet that many people's needs. That's my experience of the two. But the light of the two is a gift to those that are twos and all of us.
So you shared in a way that proved my point. Yes. My point with that, and I'm glad you shared. Thank you so much. You always had this desire, even from an unhealthy place, to be helpful. And that's
Yes,
the beauty of all the Enneagram types. That's the beauty of the light. That desire is already in our hearts. Annette didn't have to go from someone who's unhelpful to someone who's helpful, or someone who's unloving to loving. The love and the help were already there inside of her. It was only being expressed in a way that wasn't loving to her.
exactly. From the outside looking in, it could look the same. But if you're a two and you're unhealthy, you know what that feels like. And if you're a two and you're coming from the light, you know that the same action feels different inside.
Everyone can tell. I'm just going to say, I could tell anyway. I could tell when you were not at your best, and I can see the difference. And it's so much more fun watching you come from the light, have your boundaries, and be your authentic self.
It feels so much better. That's why I'm just driven to share personal development work because it feels so much better.
And that should be the goal and the desire in all relationships, to help and support each other being the best version of yourselves. Even if that means shifting responsibilities or allowing someone to have boundaries and not help you as much as they used to. Not getting upset, not getting like, you're so different, why'd you do this? Saying, oh, this is a new and better way for them. I'll find my own path. It's my responsibility to meet my own needs anyway. So if they can't help because they are honoring themselves, more power to them. The other type that we wanted to cover today is the type 3, who, when they're coming from their light, they're authentic, they're capable, and they're inspiring. The type 3 is all about achievement. And achievement's wonderful. How many movies do we watch where the hero or the hero character is trying to accomplish a goal? We love that. We love watching people succeed. We love watching people be the best. And the people who have that drive to be the best and to achieve a lot, those are the 3s. I find I don't I don't love all sports. Football is my favorite, but I like watching the playoffs and the championship of all sports because it's so fun watching people who are great at what they do. And to me, that's that type 3 energy, wanting to be the best at something. And that balance comes from, are you the best because people are going to look at you and say you're good if you are the best? Or are you just trying to be the best because that's who you are and that's what you want out of life? The authentic answer, when the 3's coming from their light, they're doing just to do because that is who they are.
They have that authenticity instead of the proving that comes from acting from their coping strategies, proving. But then when they're able to truly be authentic, They still have the drive. They still have the competence. They're amazing, and yet it's coming from that different place inside. For me, what I love so much about the threes is they're extremely inspiring. They do have that drive and they do have the competence. And then when they're coming from their inner resources, they do have that authenticity. So to sit back and witness that, I just find that extremely inspiring.
So, our intention for today, we're going to take inspiration from both the Enneagram Type 2 and the Enneagram Type 3, and actually all the Enneagram types, and practice being authentic. I will practice being authentic. Thank you so much for joining us today. Our day is better because you are part of our day. See you tomorrow.
See you then.